morning. Myself SVV Mohit, studying final year CSC at RMD Engineering College. Today I like to present a topic in Principles of Management. How an idea will change the future of the company. Let's just check how the idea will be the key factor for the company's development and the growth of the company's richness and it enhances the primary and the judiciary role of the company's development. Let us check. How an idea be? Mainly, we need to consider the factors which I have given below. It needs to increase the growth and popularity of the company. If we just take an idea and it needs to be implemented such a way that the growth and the opportunity and the popularity and the key role factors of the company should be increased via this idea. This idea will be the key point of the company to be the judiciary and the secondary role and the primary role of the company's growth, and it need to be useful and need to be a lifesaver. If we just take an example, if we just take an idea, it need to be very useful for the common user and the people's day-to-day life. If the idea is not very useful, it need to be uh, a secondary, or how can I say that it is not necessary for the company's development, and it need to be a useful key factor for the company idea. The idea need to be a lifesaver. How the lifesaver will be? There is if an idea be implemented in the livelihood of the people, it will be a part of the daily day-to-day activity. So it will be one among the activity of the common user. And next, I want to say is the implementation of the idea will decide the future. If the idea is implemented a way that will be high, and the growth of the company will be hidden into that idea. If the idea is implemented goodly, the company's reputation, growth, and the acceleration of the shares of the company is going to ship rocket. Okay, this will be the idea's main factor, and it totally change the company's fame in the market industry and the shareholding of the Sensex of the world. Okay, so the idea will be the key factor for the company. Let us check some of the case studies which I have been selected for the today's presentation. A small spark is enough to light a lamp. Even a small idea can change a company's growth and the fame in the market industry. Okay, let's study some of the case studies. I have selected Chick Shampoos idea, an MTR's idea, a Legit Papad and Amul Private Limited. Let's check one by one. Chick Shampoo. Chick Shampoo is a company which introduced sachets firstly in India and made a huge impact on sales and growth of the company. Before the introduction of sachets, we have shampoo bottles which cost around 100 to 150 rupees. For a middle class, it is a luxury. So the Chic shampoo producers and the tea decided to solve this issue, and one of the men told this idea of packing sachets of introducing 5 ml or 2 ml. So the amount is very less and the price of the sachet is also very less, so it can be easily accessible by the middle class man and the middle class people. So it will be a huge impact on the middle class people to buy those shampoos and use in the regular way. So this made a huge impact. A small idea of packing the shampoo in sachets made an acceleration growth of the company's income and the popularity and the usage of shampoo commonly in their day-to-day life. And we can next easily have those impact of using those shampoos, and it made a huge impact on people. And we can see MTR Private Limited case study. In MTR Private Limited, the main idea what it has behind the population and the popularity growth is they introduced cheap and better product for the readily prepared packets. When the Indo-Pak war happening, all the industries, restaurant industries and the food industries got backed by because of the Indo-Pak war, because of the tax and all other criteria. But the MTR didn't give up with their loss. They came up with a new idea of preparing instant packets like MDR, instant idli, rava dosa, and all other various packets. For that, they have mainly replaced the costly product with the cheaply product. Instead of saying the better product, they have replaced with the rava and all other criteria. They have been replaced. It made a huge impact of reducing those packets and the readily available products to the people, and made a wonderful hit at that time, making that it made a brand mark about MTR, Idli and Rava dosa and all other products because of the readily available packets. When they just buy those packets and just cook inside their home, and they can have those yummy meals. So this made a MTR Private Limited a highly popular, and made a huge impact on a company's development and fame. And I want to share one of the multinational company which started by 8 women with 80 rupees loan, which made a gross value of 500 crores at now, more than 500 crores. It is none other than Lijat Papat, where the company made with 8 women who is not educated. They made a small packet of papad and began to sell to the local stores. What what they believe is they need to have the product with less finance and need to sell with a high profit. The making cost of a papad is very less, and the selling price of the papad is very high. So they chose this profession for the livelihood of Mumbai's women and household women for getting job. They just take those dough to their home and just make the papad and dry them out. And the next day they will return those papad to the counter and collect their money, and they just take the dough for the next day. This is the process what they follow in the Lijat Papad. This made a huge impact on the livelihood of women, the household women, for the betterment of their children, and it is also a part-time salary for the household women, for totally not dependent on their family. So it made a huge impact, and now it got around 500 crores profit of this. And I want to say the case study of Amul Private Limited, who made a such an impact in the producing 39,200 crores in the lockdown period. Each and every industry of dairy products got down because of the lockdown, but Amul didn't give up. The Amul came up with an idea that saying that if a crisis comes, the production will be more, because most of the people and most of the families are being in house, and the consumption will be the high for the butter or anything that related to the dairy products. So they doubled their production, thinking of this idea, and made a lot of production, and they introduced around 30 plus new products of Amul companies, butter, cheese, and all other various things, and this made a huge growth of the company, and they made their supply chain available all the way to lockdown period, and made all the available products for the Amul company. And the Amul company did very well for the supply chain, the product based this thing. And Amul also introduced many more forthcoming items, and they accepted, they just didn't make this ice cream and the cool frost products. So they just mainly concentrated on the milk products, batter, and milk, butter, and all other various products. By the product and the idea of doubling their production, she protected their shares and the income and the popularity among the world, to 39,200 crores in this thing. These are the case studies what I have came across for the company's development. A small idea can open a company. You need to observe the nature, and you need to get note down those points of what the nature is being difficulty. If you just have an idea to solve those things, you can have a company. Thank you for listening once again.